In this village, it's a village based out of artists. 1,000 people live in it, and 700 people are artists and making a living. I photographed these people which is really close to me. This man is called Pascal, and he's the father of the woman that wants to marry me. This is my best friend's grandfather, and this man taught me permanency. And basically I wanted to show, behind it is drawings of Kandrapa, which is the god of sex and love. And basically in his story it's a celebration and a journey. So I wanted to create this journey of womanhood, because behind the man they are slowly gaining their independence.
It's from the year 1720, and the work is about trying to imagine the future, and you can imagine what the future would look like, and the foil and the mirrors kind of act as a reflection of what is the present day of the future. The stories, I made it up.
You wrote it?
Yeah, I wrote it, and I just kind of made it up as I went along. It's kind of based on when I lived in Zimbabwe and came here, because I'm originally from Zimbabwe, so I moved here. And so the character that I created, she leaves the land she was born in, and she lands in this other space.
Looking at the real in photographs and in memories as well, and that's why, well, first of all I projected a photograph onto a physical drawing. The projection or the photograph as the real and then the drawing as the unreal, but the drawing is actually physically there. That series is more about the unconscious, and I looked at Jung and Freud for inspiration on their fields. And so the drawings there was like more about relating, because Jung talks about this shadow that's your unconscious and then the self which is your conscious.
Then is a township just outside of Cape Town. So basically what these photographs are here is photographs from both Cape Town and Viljoen, and it kind of embodies the experience of like a flaneur. So just walking around and experiencing the city, you know, the different angles, the different geometries. My original obsession with the city was always looking at the place that I existed in, the place that represents me, and then looking at Viljoen is a place that it doesn't particularly stand for me. The structure here is kind of a paradox, because I suppose scaffolding it kind of implies the creation of the structure. It kind of implies structural stability.
it started off with the doll that I want to make, which is pretty much inspired by a lot of kind of like research into feminist thinking, feminist works, in terms of objectifying. And later through exploring the space, I wanted the viewer to sort of start realizing that the object or this body was representing another human being or substituting a human being. Just by leaving all these little visual clues and sort of constructing this reality around this object.
Looking at the South African landscape in terms of, I guess I call it the landscape of fear. So a lot of people spend a lot of time in South Africa being scared and wanting to protect themselves, and they fortify their lives. So for me there's a parallel between that and the idea of a citadel. I worked on 4 typologies. One is the suburban, one is the inner city, one is the city precinct, and the last was the industrial complex.